Hello, and welcome back to part two of Be the Woman He Wants Before 2024. We are chatting with Stacy. Welcome again.
Thank you. Thank
And
you. Yay.
part one, go back to part one to hear Stacy's background and everything. Today, I just want to dive right into the topic of today because we have a lot to chat about.
Yep.
Um, so today we're going to talk about how to find love in the craziest way.
Right.
And you are going to start with like, okay, so what are some crazy ways? Like what's
Well, first I
crazy?
want to start off with how crazy simple it is. I didn't even think about this. I was trying all this stuff and just not having success. And then I reached out to one of my guy friends and I was like, oh, I had mentioned in the first one that I got called a six out of 10 lady, right? And so I was bitching about it to him. And he's like, well, what kind of guy do you actually want? And ultimately I said, I fancy myself as like an entrepreneur or like a leadership guy. And he's like, he's not going to be on a dating app. He's going to be in a leadership forum or entrepreneurial forum. Go there. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, go there. And I was like, what? So ended up being a coaching opportunity in this transformational group. And what's funny is my current partner now signed up for that. I signed up for it. And we actually knew each other from when we first did leadership. Like, he was right under my nose the whole time. It reminds me of like that parable, with the drowning guy, and he is going to wait for God to save him, and then he ends up missing the helicopter, the boat, and he drowns because he's so committed that it has to look one way. I was that way. I thought it had to look a certain way, and when I broke open that it doesn't have to look that way, and I put myself out there, he was under my helicopter was there the whole time, which is how it works. That's how crazy it is. It literally was under my nose the whole time.
Oh my gosh, I love this. So okay, so you took inspired action, which was
Inspired
to
action.
sign up to be a coach in this. It does the details doesn't even matter. Like
Yeah.
for it could be like inspired action to go out one night instead of staying in and ordering Uber Eats. Like
Yep.
inspired action is like the impulse to move you forward, wouldn't you say?
Yep. If you want a guy that loves to run marathons, uh, go where guys that love to run marathons go. Like,
Right.
that's so crazy.
Don't
But
go
we
to the
don't do
bar.
that. We don't do
Like,
that. We get caught up in like a bar or with our girlfriends or set up on blind dates, like we forget how crazy easy things can be when we move out of our own way.
so in our first episode from yesterday, we talked about being and not doing so much. So how does that reconcile in the inspired action bit?
Right? So we're multifaceted women, a human being, so we can do more than one thing. I always say, because I didn't get this at first, I could be dead tired and 100% committed. I thought if I was tired, I didn't have to be committed. But turns out I can be more than one thing. So the goal is to embody and be her, and then be in committed action, doing the things. Combine them both. You don't have to choose one or the other or get so caught up in the mechanics of it. It's the mechanics, it's getting in our head, right? And we want to lead with our heart. So get crazy, drop into your heart, drop into your femininity, drop into your vision, and then it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And your intuition, like,
Yeah.
if you're exhausted one night after work and you think you should go to this event that you committed to, there's a fine line between pushing through and like going anyway and just honoring your beingness. Maybe you're about to get your period, like go home and snuggle on the couch. Your soulmate is going to come into your life if you skip this event. I promise. Like
Totally.
you're
Yeah,
not going to miss it.
absolutely. Like, there is such thing as perfect timing. And when you trust in the perfect timing, not like there's getting rid of being a perfectionist. The guy has to be perfect. And that's like, I'm so picky and have all my standards and stuff that I block him. And when I ditch that part, the perfection part, and I just move into perfect timing, if you don't feel up to it, don't go. He like your man is not going to be there anyways.
And the balance of that is if you're a hider, and you guys listening know who you are, you're always not feeling up for it.
Yeah.
You're always hiding. You're always feeling fat that day. You're always feeling not beautiful enough.
Yeah.
That's not you. We're not talking about you. We're talking about in that balanced way. Like Stacy and I, we're both drivers. Both
Pushers. Yeah. Get out
so
there.
we will, like, I burnt out from several businesses. I burnt out from my healthcare career because I can just push through that boundary.
Yep.
And that's my learning, is to pull back, but other people's learning might be to push through. So you
Yep.
got to know that for yourself. And you know, if you need to, if you're not sure what that is, then get some help from someone like Stacy. Get some
I'll help
help.
you.
Yeah, get some help, like to get a mirror. You know, a lot of people say, well, I've already done, you know, self-development programs. Oh, I've been seeing a therapist for 18 years. Well, if you're not getting the results you want, shift it up is all
Yeah, it's
I'm
not working. Like, do what works. Get crazy. Do what works.
saying.
Do what's easy. And we talked about in the first part about you know, asking for feedback, being willing to hear things that you haven't been willing to hear. So that's if you're the hider, or you don't know if you're like an over pusher, just because, you know, maybe you don't know, ask trusted people to like fill you in on that. And then also asking for help. If you, for me, I just got out of a intensive, and I'm going to a retreat in Aspen, an intensive 12-week mastermind. I'm never retiring at growing. I'm never transformed. Like, there's no being fully transformed. You and I talked about this last night. Like,
Yeah.
there's no being transformed. So you can never hit the level of, I guess there's no hope for me. I've read every book, I've done all the things. That's your key. If you're stuck in doing, go back to being. And that might be pushing yourself out of hiding, like you said.
Yeah, I love that. And just back to what you were saying just now, there's no end point. There's no being fixed, right?
Yeah.
You're like, if you just know that there's always going to be another layer coming up,
Yep.
then you step into, okay, another program, another piece of feedback to maybe shift. It doesn't mean like I got feedback again. Fuck, like I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never
Right.
going to be fixed. There's always something. No, it's like exciting. Okay, I just had a breakthrough. I just found out this new thing about myself. I'm going to try and push outside of my comfort zone in this area. For
Because
me,
don't they say if you stop growing, you're dead? Like,
totally.
so I don't want to stop growing.
No. And also the whole failing piece.
Mhm.
People only fail if they quit. You only fail if you
Seriously.
quit.
Mhm.
If you keep going, you're not failing,
Yeah.
right? So you're
I
failing.
think about my marriages. Like, I had
Right.
2 marriages before. I could
Right.
call myself a big fat failure, you know? And I did at one point, because that was the legacy. My mom was raised that way, so she called herself a failure. I was just following suit. Imagine if I believed that. I would never have my sweet baby soul. I would not have the relationship with my older boys. I wouldn't have the relationship with my ex-husband that I honor and value, that I've always wanted, that co-parenting relationship. I wouldn't have my beautiful partner and his big family. Like, I could go on and on.
Yeah.
If you give up and you don't grow, then the blessings that are on the other side meant for you, the helicopters, all the stuff, it's just not there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just wrote something down. Don't be paralyzed
Yep.
by your whatever shortcomings. Just
Yep.
keep moving forward. And the growth is just so exciting and fun. And
I love that you mentioned shortcomings, because there's some things that I thought weren't sexy or attractive. Those are the things that are on my partner's list. Like, we both did the leadership program, so I knew he had a list of his things he wanted in a partner. I had mine. And when we were on the phone day 4, you know, into coaching, I said, get your list out. I was curious because I was feeling something. I was like, ooh, is it me? What is this? The list had like 16 things, from she likes cats. I'm obsessed with my cat Dexter. Like he's this big fat 25 pound. Like who says that, right? Your soulmate says that. He said, she's kind of weird. I'm a weird lady. Like I'm
Guys, it's
Aquarius.
super weird. One of the things I love the most about her, because allows me to just be weird too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my partner, he wrote it on his list. I'm trying to remember. Mine was, oh, because I'm a little more sentimental. Is I said, your innermost self, your little person, I call it. Mine freaks out. Has been known to freak out, and really was like not as evolved as I am today. And I wanted my partner to not judge me, but to see when I'm in my shit, that to see through it and see who I really am. And man, my partner, like what does he say to me? He says stuff like, you're weird, or I don't even know. He says like cute little things to me. And it just reassures me, like he sees me. He sees who I really am. I'm allowed to have a bad day.
Well, that was on my list.
Ooh.
And to just be allowed to be who I am, even if I'm bitchy, even if I'm a horrible human being, even whatever, and to still be loved. And actually, my past relationships, they actually would withdraw and like be gone, like divorce or breakup or whatever. And with Jerry, like I literally, he like comes towards me. He's like, oh, I love all the parts of you. Or he'll make a joke and be like, is this angry Barbara? And then I just laugh. Like he knows how to just break the tension. And that was one of my biggest wishes. Like, I don't want to be a horrible person. I don't want to be a witch, a bitch, like an
I always say,
asshole.
I didn't want to be the monster, like I felt like I was the monster in my past relationships because, it's your fault, it's you. And I didn't want to feel that either.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And one more thing that he had on his list was shoot, I just had it in my mind. It was the cat, the other, and oh, she teaches me everything she knows. So I'm bossy and I love bossing. My soulmate wanted a bossy lady. And so what did I taught him something. Oh, you know how on your gas it has a little arrow so you know which side to fill up? He didn't know that. I taught him that the other day. And he was like, and I go, she wants to teach me everything she knows, right? Because it's on the list. I'm telling you, you can have anything you want.
Yeah. Yeah. So back to inspired action, because that's really what this interview is about. But we're riffing because this is
Because that's all of our action. These are the action we took.
Exactly. So what would you say, like one more thing? What is one more thing that could help someone take inspired action instead of being paralyzed?
Okay, so you're let's say you're full of fear. It's kind of been blocking you for a
Done
while.
everything.
Yep, you've done it all. There's no hope. I guess you'll just be like your mom or whatever the stories are. An old maid. It's all you need is 1%. So I always say you can't better your best. You want to better your worst. So if your quote unquote worst is kind of that slightly pessimistic, buying into the crap, not wanting to put yourself out there or to be hurt or anything like that, invest 1%, because trajectory wise, if I change the trajectory 1%, I'm clear over here. So it doesn't take mountains. It takes just a little bit, just a little crack and letting go, because then the blessings can come in. The guy can find you if you crack the door just a little bit.
I love that. I love that. And we are coming back tomorrow for our third
and final
part of Be the Woman He Wants Before 2024. And on Wednesday, the 11th, October the 11th, 2023, for those watching the replay like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Okay, so the masterclass is going to be fabulous. This is giving you a little taste, but what I want is the women who want to put that 1% in, who are tired of year after year, like kind of confused, like how do I keep attracting this? I have created a masterclass, a roadmap that you can easily follow so that you can walk into 2024 being the woman who does the things that has the man who says, I want you to boss me, right? Like that was mine. So I want everybody deserves to have what we have.
Okay, so I think we forgot to mention yesterday that it's a free masterclass. This is a free masterclass.
Free.
Shoot, we forgot. So hopefully you're watching this from yesterday too, and
I'll
you
have to
realize
maybe
it's free.
put it in. Yeah, free.
It's a free masterclass, you guys. You get Stacy for free. I don't get Stacy for free. I pay her to coach me, okay?
And
So
and
go
it's
to
the
this masterclass.
yeah, the synchronicities. I bet you the watchers who are watching this have been praying and saying, just show me. This is it. Like this is it. It's like you have no excuses. Get on Wednesday, the 11th, and it's 1 hour. 1 hour. Come with a beginner's mind. Be open to hearing things. Maybe sometimes we've heard the same thing. I know I have. And then you hear it that one special time and you're like, ah, I think I know.
Yes.
It might be that one time.
The link to sign up for her masterclass is going to be in the description below. And just come. You have nothing to lose. Will there be a replay, Stacy, if someone's like unable to come?
I think we'll do it for at least 24 or 48 hours. I'll have to see what that looks like. But I'll definitely
come live because you'll be able to get some hot seating.
Absolutely. It's going to be interactive, which is cool. So you hiders, this is that 1%
Yes,
chance
the
to come out of
hiders.
the woodwork, and it's safe. It's safe. You can be supported, and we'll link everything in. It's an opt-in. So you're going to want to put in your, I don't care if you put your first name or whatever, toss in your email so that I can make sure you have the right link, you have the reminders, and you're ready to be the woman that you get to be for 2024.
And tomorrow's interview
Mhm.
is going to be called If You Want to Be a Wife, or If You Want to Be Wifed Up.
Mm-hmm.
Change this one thing, and we're going to share the secret of this one thing tomorrow.
Yes.
So hit the notification, the bell notification, so that you don't miss that one.
Yes.
And subscribe to my channel.
And go back and watch the part 1 if you missed it too.
Back and watch part 1 and sign up for the masterclass. Lots of calls to action, but do them all. You've got this.
Yeah.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Woo. Bye.